What's good, y'all? Pod.cannion. Back with a yap session. I want to talk about the situation that's been going on this week with Greta Thunberg. And if you haven't heard about that situation, I feel like this is a way to bring at least a little bit of awareness to it. Like, this is already like at a global scale, but I know that there's like so many news sources going on. It's really easy to miss like some of these things that be going on, but I feel like it's important to at least be aware of it, right? So, pretty much like the beginning of the month, so October 1st, a flotilla was that was going to give humanitarian aid to Gaza. It was captured by Israeli Navy, I guess. And like if y'all were like, what is a flotilla and stuff like that, the goal of a flotilla is to break the Israeli maritime blockade and establish a humanitarian corridor, carrying a symbolic amount of aid. Um, and yeah, it's interesting that because it said reported to be around 250 tons in one report, and when they got like, I don't know if this part is true. That's why I'm hesitating on saying it, but I heard that like, well, with a lot of things that you like, a lot of Israel stuff is like censored to the point where like it's a lot easier for them to spread misinformation. So it's like anytime I say like an Israeli person say this or an Israeli person say that, take it with a slight grain of salt. Um, cause yeah, but pretty much like Israel later mocked that the cargo was less than a full truckload. Now, I'm debating whether we talk about Greta or just the flotilla in general. I think we'll talk about the flotilla and then get to Greta. So, the flotilla was seized like the moment they got in to like Gaza territory. It was seized by Israeli military, and this had approximately 450 activists. They were retained and are currently in the process of being deported. Now, the humanitarian aid they were carrying has been confiscated, unfortunately. So they're they're probably about to try this again. I'm not gonna lie. If not this year, probably the beginning of next year. Israeli officials stated that the seized aid would be transferred to Gaza through real humanitarian channels. That is cap. They're just lying to say what like is good. The fact of the matter is, they have not given any type of humanitarian aid because they are committing a genocide. This is according to the UN. It's not just a theory anymore. Israel is committing a genocide on Gaza. So, the reason of this flotilla is to stop the starvation, the blatant starvation that um, certain Israeli officials are trying to insinuate. So, the mission continues regardless. The organizations behind these missions, such as the Freedom Flotilla Coalition, view the interception as an illegal act and violation of international law. Historically, these groups have been consistently, well, these groups have consistently launched new missions um, following previous interceptions. This was just the latest, like the one that happened at the beginning of this month. This was the latest in a series of attempts stretching all the way back to 2010. And the stated goal is to continue challenging the blockade. Now, this blockade is unlawful, it's illegal. We need to stop allowing these countries to commit war crimes. The minute we stop turning the other way, like as a collective, as a group, we can continue to challenge these things that are clearly not lawful. It's a violation of international law. He is a war criminal. Now, this flotilla that got captured on October 1st, this was the largest attempt so far with nearly 50 boats, almost 500 activists. This was like the biggest amount of vessels to breach the blockade. The activists We need to organize, finance, and equip a new flotilla if and when they try again, because I know that they will. Now, um, let's get over to like some of these activists, right? So, if I am correct, um, people like Greta, who is one of the activists, she has been released today and deported. At least, yeah. So there's a good amount of stuff that I've heard. Of course, Israel will deny being mistreated, but if you've just looked at some IDF soldier videos, you realize how much of like how big of a monster like each individual person can be. Now, once again, I don't like hate a full, you know what I'm saying, group of people based off of what a couple of people from that group have done, because there are many Jewish people, many people in Israel who are actively protesting Netanyahu because he's a war criminal and he needs to be locked up. The same thing with people actively protesting Trump. He is a criminal. He needs to be locked up. It doesn't mean that everybody in America is like Trump, but when you have a leader in power representing all of us, you have to make some generalizations. I'm just making it clear that that is not how I think about every individual person in the country. Because I know I can just look at my standpoint and that can be similar. Go in the bathroom if you're going to be whispering. Yeah, because I can hear you. Anyways, so when Greta got captured and shit, she pretty much was getting like abused really bad. Um, Pulled by her hair, beaten, not given food, made to crawl on the ground, kiss the Israel flag and stuff like that. And it's like if she's like a super known activist, like I don't want to think about what they be doing to the people over in Gaza. It's disgusting. But you know what I'm saying? This is pretty much what I mean with like the allegations of mistreatment. So, upon their release and return home, many activists, including Thornburg, alleged harsh treatment, verbal abuse, lack of food, water, and being denied proper legal access while in Israeli custody. Now, this is what I've heard like before like I did my research on this case. I was like, why do I keep on hearing about Israel talking about this Greta Thunberg person and how they're going to keep her in there for months? Now, after doing my research, I'm glad that they didn't, but I don't put it off the table. You know what I'm saying? That this is something that they were going to try to do if they were able to. So, um, yeah, let's talk about. Let me think here. Yeah. So, these, at least according to like the internet, as like right now, are the leading factors for the release of the captives. So, um, the flotilla, like the activists and stuff, for the flotilla, they come from all over, everywhere. You know what I'm saying? There was some in Sweden. There was some in like, oh, there was even like Nelson Mandela's grandson. Um, but pretty much like this is like international pressure is the best way that I can put it. You know, like it really be like unfathomable to me. Like sometimes, like the fact that like you see like all these groups of people coming together to give aid to a group of people not treated the right way. And you, for some reason in your twisted mind, still think that you're the good guy when you take away people trying to give food to other people and then torture them in prison for them trying to stop your genocide? It's disgusting. It is disgusting. But what I'm trying to I just hear it in the we didn't even have to say anything. I know what he meant. But yeah, people from all over, like, not only just like, because I think, if I'm remembering right, where's Greta from? She's from Sweden, right? So that's Sweden, that's Italy, that's Spain, that's Greece, even some people from America who still need to get let go. All these different people from all these different spots in the world coming together to help out this group of people clearly being genocided. And for some reason, in your like crazy mind, I'm mainly talking to Netanyahu, bro. Like, I know you won't see this, but in your crazy mind, you think, no, I'm doing the right thing. And like, this is me, like, y'all, can I go off the deep end for a little bit? Like, I kind of want to go off the deep end and like really like talk about this shit. Because it's like, this interaction runs so deep. Like, you remember, like, this has been all the way back from 2010. They've been trying to give humanitarian aid to Gaza before they tried to give other, like, justifications, you know, as in, like, everything is Hamas, so they deserve to die. You know what I'm saying? Before all that. And it's like, yo, these people are evil. Like, it's really three old men committing war crimes and atrocities just so that they can avoid jail time. It's unbelievable. Trump, Putin, and Netanyahu. These three men, they need to just get put in jail, bro. And I know it's not going to happen. They're just going to keep on doing whatever they can to stay in power for as long as possible so they can avoid jail. Now, that's not me going off the deep end. It's this Israel and Gaza conflict that has been going on for so fucking long. It's like, when I think, how can you think you're the bad guy? It reminds me of why they think that they have justification for doing this and why, in 1948, you know what I'm saying, Israel came back. If you, like, actually, like, look into this, y'all, there are, I don't want to give, like, the Christian denomination, but let's say there were certain types of Christians who helped bring apart, like, back, like, when I say it out loud, it sounds crazy, but, like, this is genuinely what some people were doing and thinking. They wanted to bring Israel back as, like, a nation, country, whatever you want to call it, to kickstart the rapture. I'm not joking. These people in power, not everybody, obviously, but certain people in power, brought back a whole old nation when a nation is already there. Just because the Bible said that this country would be here and this country needs to be here in order to start the rapture. So I'm going to help start the rapture. Mind you, let me stop, because the rapture isn't even in the Bible. That's the crazy thing. Like, y'all, the rapture is not in the Bible. But, you know, I know a lot of y'all don't read y'all Bible like that. Like, a lot of y'all really don't read y'all Bible. So a lot of stuff that y'all think is in the Bible, obviously there is. Like, some stuff you think is in the Bible is in the Bible. It's not like that outward, but it's like, y'all be like taking too much of what other people say. Like, until you read whatever it is for yourself, can you really say that I need to base my whole life based upon this reality or this ideation without even doing the groundwork to look into it yourself? Like, I remember I was just watching, I think it was the DDG beef, and like Jay Cinco, you know what I'm saying? We were just getting like both of their sides. Let me know if y'all want me to like react to a video about that. That seems like a cool little video I could do. But with the DDG beef, Jay Cinco was like, yeah, God this, God this, God that. You know what I'm saying? And me, I don't judge nobody. You do what you want. But it's just when my friends be talking. Because my nigga Faisal, you know what I'm saying? He's a Christian. He looked at me. He's like, bruh, I bet he ain't. He's like, what? How much you think? I forgot the way he said it. He was like, what do you think's the last time this dude opened up his Bible? And I was like, dog. I was like, dog, that's what I'm saying, bruh. These people be like, a lot of people will like preach it, but it's like, how, this is at least how I was, you know what I'm saying, when I was like, how can I really like defend this thing if I don't even know what I'm defending? If I'm just going off of what I heard from other people, can I really say like, I'm a staple person for this faith? You know what I'm saying? And when you realize, like, there's a couple of things, like, I could really do, like, a little, you know what I'm saying, a little deconstruction story on here, because, like, I remember, I think this is, like, 2020 time. I'm a Kendrick Lamar fan, right? So it's like, when I heard Damn, I was like, oh, yeah, that's so my ideology. I'm a Hebrew Israelite. Because it's like, to me, in my Christian mind, it made so much sense. I'm like, duh. It's like we got all these, you know what I'm saying? It makes sense that we are the chosen people because we are even discriminated against in the Bible. And just like in the Bible, it says, like, God will smite you if you turn your head away from him, if you turn away from him. Now, when I actually read it, I realized that certain things, ooh, and like, it took me like a really long while to like accept certain things of what they are because you know me, I'm a rapper, so everything has the possibility to be a triple entendre for me. So you can only imagine, like, those who have read the Bible known that, like, dude, the amount of interpretations I can pull out just from like, dog, like, I love triple entendres. So it's like there's a couple of triple entendres like I can give y'all through, like, now obviously I know the original, you know what I'm saying, with each one, but before I get too off track, because I knew I was going to go off the deep end a little bit, but it's like, if you want to base your whole life based off of this ideology, know the history, know the book that you are basing your whole life off of, at the very least. Like, I'm going to always say, like, to anyone, believe what you want to believe. As long as you don't use that belief as justification to hate other people, I don't have no reason to, you know what I'm saying? I don't have no reason to anything, for real. Like, you do you. I am 100% like in agreement with that. You do you, man. But just don't use your personal, you know what I'm saying, relationship, your personal faith or whatever, to make it justification to hate and slaughter other people, to mistreat other people. And when I look back, like, when I look, like, it's crazy, like, in real time, looking at the different ways that I looked at this conflict with the amount of information that I got, right? And it's like, when you do that work, you realize that it's like, dude, this shit is a lot deeper than it's laid out to you. Um, just completing my point about the Kendrick Lamar ideation, the thing that had pushed me away from that was the Kyrie Irving situation. Because the book that Kyrie Irving, like, a lot of people don't know this because they were just like, Kyrie Irving was being anti Semitic. But a lot of people don't know that the book that Kyrie Irving shared that made him go on that whole apology tirade was the exact type of ideology that I had in my head. So I had to, like, watching all this stuff throughout the news, I had to realize, like, is this really? I had to go down a crossroads, right? It was like either with a certain amount of people following the media and stuff, either they are trying to take our history away from us, or this is like, all right, man. Either, you know what I'm saying, we are the real Israelites and they're trying to take our history away from us, or according to their standards, I am being anti Semitic by trying to take their history away from them and credit it to me. Not to me, but like black people, our culture. And this is where, this was like, there's a lot of stuff. Like, I've read the Bible once at this point. You know what I'm saying? I'm reading it again. But like, this small detail, me realizing that what if this isn't originally ours? Like, what if we really are and were colonized into believing this until our own culture, our own actual history was taken from us to the point where we had to grasp for straws to find some type of history that made sense to us. And I think deep about a lot of stuff. So when that crept into my mind, it did not leave. It did not leave. And the thing with me is, before anything, I've been lied to a lot. So I know I'm going to be honest with myself before anything. So it's like with that, I'm saying, and yeah, I can't use or justify like the excuse that certain people use in my type of circle of this was their promised land. That doesn't justify, just because it's your promised land does not justify the eradication of people. And this is when I divvy into a conversation I don't want to talk about, but I got to. If y'all actually read your Bible, y'all, God commands genocides. The AI people, the Amalekites, Canaanites, this happens consistently. So it's like when people look at their manual and stuff, they see real life examples of God commanding this. They see real life examples. Not even real life examples, but like, you know what I'm saying, examples in the Bible. And then people in real life see those examples and use it as justification to have mass slaughterings. Think of the Crusades. You think of, bro, what they did to us. The biggest denomination of Christianity, as far as right now, I believe, is the Southern Baptists. The Southern Baptist Church was the most vocal denomination about keeping us black people as slaves because they viewed us as subhuman. They believed the religion was civilizing us to be in a white community. That's what they believed. And it's like, I mean, if you read the book, like, obviously it's not the Book of Mormon that like acts like black people are like evil, but the Bible condones slavery. Like, obviously, and this is where like me reading back, it like makes everything make sense to me. I'm like, yo, I used to think, boom, you can't, you know what I'm saying? We can't be slaves because we're Hebrews. You know what I'm saying? And the Bible says, don't rule over your fellow Israelite ruthlessly. You know what I'm saying? They do the 7 year rule compared to, you know what I'm saying, Hebrews, even though there are certain verses where you can like sell a slave girl and then use that as a way to make him your slave for life. But besides that, I was always in the head canon that okay, um, at the very least, you know what I'm saying, we're good. That's not the case, cause with me doing this back search, if we are not the true Israelites, you know what I'm saying, that means that the laws. Because I used to think that like, okay, we're the true Israelites. We weren't supposed to do that, but then, because I, this is just me doing my other research, like African kings kind of sold us, and like it was kind of like a little trade off, sort of, unfortunately. Um, so I was like, okay, we were obviously falling away from our original text. You know what I'm saying? We had all these demonized religions, which you realize is just uncivilized religions according to their practice and their worldview. But when you look at the Bible, like taking away that, there are verses about like your male and female slaves will come from the nations around you. You can keep them for life, pass them over to your children. All of that within the same, within the law, pretty much. So it's like I look at all of these factors, you know what I'm saying? And that's when, now, once again, I want to like specify and say like every Christian is not like this. I know because even when I was a Christian, I wasn't like this. I know many Christians who don't think this way. I just know that with my journey and with what I read, me personally, like, I can't convince myself to believe this shit. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna talk down on anybody who does. My only thing that I'm concerned with is making sure that people do not feel justified in hating a whole nother group of people, thinking a whole nother group of people is below them just because of what a supposed fable said. That's my little, yeah. I'm gonna end this out because, yes, I did go off the deep end. I did yap. I just want to talk about the American citizens because I'm kind of like, obviously, like some of them are coming home, but I feel like just saying their names and like letting people know, like, hey, you know, these people were captured as well. Pretty much 24 um, American citizens were aboard the flotilla and captured by Israel. And I think, yeah, a letter from California lawmakers on Monday, which is today, demanded the release of 20, because only three got released. So out of like all these people who are getting released, 21 U.S. citizens are still in detention and are still being withheld. Now, my main concern about like the American citizens doing this is one, salute to you for doing this, but it's like two, right? Um, let's say I was captured, right? Trump is not doing shit to get me back over here, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. So it's like it's just a different type of bravery going up here, going out and doing this when you realize how much of a part your own government plays into the atrocities taking place that you're trying to combat against. Um, so it's like I'm really concerned. Like obviously, like California lawmakers have, you know what I'm saying, said, hey, these people need to be let free. But let's be so fucking for real right now. I can name way more instances where America has listened to Israel than Israel listening to America. How many times have we tried to have this ceasefire with Hamas and Israel? Hamas keeps applying. Like, Hamas is literally complying with the ceasefire. The only country that keeps on violating the fucking ceasefire is Israel because they don't fucking listen. They just want any and every single opportunity to commit crimes. And like the moment like they get these hostages back, they're going to go right back to super bombing. They're already bombing. They're going to go back to super bombing. But let's name these you know what I'm saying. Let's name these citizens, brave citizens of America who despite what America is doing to help this atrocity is still doing their part to try to combat this shit. So, I'm gonna name off the Americans. You know what I'm saying? I don't know like what more I can do other than like yap about it, but I feel like yapping um does a lot. You know what I'm saying? So here are the names of the detainees as of right now. So the Americans and well, some of the citizens included Logan Hallersmith, captain of the Olewa, which I'm guessing is one of the boats. David Alder Winfield Beaver, reported to have been released earlier than October 6th. Tommy Marcus uh, Geraldine Ramirez McCall Nichols, California Army veteran. Alex Colston, journalist. Gotta be careful with journalists, man. Greg Stoker, Leah Hegazy. Yo, I'm sorry about these names. Greg Stoker, Leah Hegazy, Carsey Blanton Susan, Zoo Jerestead. Okay, so the mass deportations of activists began a few days after the interception, which took place in the days leading up to Wednesday, October 1st. The largest group deportations occurred on Monday, which is today, October 6th, 2025, which included Greta Thunberg. The Israeli Foreign Ministry confirmed that the deportees on October 6th, a total of 171 people sent to Greece and Slovakia, included citizens of United States, specifically Slovakia's foreign ministry confirmed that a group of 10 deportees who arrived there included one national from the United States, along with citizens from the Netherlands and Canada. A mother of one of the detained American citizens was told on Monday, which is today, that her son and the other U.S. citizens still in detention were expected to be deported within the next 24 hours. So, in summary, American citizens were part of the mass deportations that took place, with some being deported on the same day as Greta, and others anticipated to be deported shortly thereafter. The total of Americans held, like I said, is 24, and 21 are still detained. So we're going to see how long it takes for all of them to get detained back. Hopefully, it's before the end of the week. And shout out to the flotilla. Um, I just want to state this out because when you like look this up, you'll see a lot of like denying from the Israeli side saying, "No, we're following all the guidelines. We're doing exactly what we need to." But you'll also get certain stuff. It gets censored because we're in America, but the Israeli minister, if you know, you know, stated he was proud to treat these activists as supporters of terrorism. Anybody who isn't completely for a mass deletion of people is automatically Hamas in their eyes. They're automatically the bad guys. Um, but the pressure from other countries, because let's be so for real, every country is not like America just bending over backwards for Israel. Um, you got to realize that these other countries, like America is one of the only countries that didn't vote for a genocide going on, but that doesn't mean that all these other countries did. So if they, one, are having a top activist in what they view as a terrorist nation right now, according to y'all can be a terrorist and still deserve to exist, but the fact of the matter is we will call out your bullshit. We will call out when y'all are committing atrocities. That's just what it is. So, for y'all to think that other countries wouldn't drop their nuts on y'all and be like, yo, y'all got like a good 24 hours before we light y'all shit up. That's really how countries gotta talk to y'all. Because y'all don't, we, like, y'all cannot be reasoned with. Like, let's be so fucking for real. The amount of times we have tried to stop the ceasefire with Hamas, and y'all are like, we're gonna bomb them anyways. We're gonna bomb them anyways. It's insane. I don't give a fuck. I was not even gonna say nothing. Not even gonna say nothing. But I just remember the Iranians, you know what I'm saying? They was dancing when y'all got bombed, because that's what y'all fucking deserved. And the fact of the matter is, our news cycle is so fucked up, a lot of people didn't even realize it was y'all niggas that bombed Iran first. Just because y'all wanted to. Like this shit is, like y'all are actually insane to me. And I'm just glad that this isn't getting, you know what I'm saying? Y'all better bring y'all these other countries' activists back, cause if, you know what I'm saying, this is the main reason, and then I'm gonna wrap this video up because I only expected this video to be like 20 minutes long, but I went over the deep end. The thing with like these other nations, like being a part of this, is that like it just adds to the pressure. And that's kind of why I'm concerned for the people who are a part of our country, is that they are not going to get pressed like this to get their citizens out of there. You know what I'm saying? That's what's concerning to me. So, like, until all these hostages are back, um I'm very concerned for what is happening and being done to our fellow American citizens. Like, you know what I'm saying? But that's my little yap. Greta Thunberg, little pod. This might as well be a fucking podcast episode, right? Because I've been yapping. But I feel like this was important to talk about because I know how quick the news cycle is. And it's really easy for us to like not pay attention, but this is something that's very important. The reasons that these are important in my eyes is, one, this is the biggest the flotilla has been in an effort to bring humanitarian aid over to Gaza. And while they were intercepted, yes, the fact of the matter is this flotilla and you know what I'm saying, right along with the flotilla, the support for people to actually bring aid to Gaza, the support and awareness that this is actually going on, it's huge, because people's support, people's awareness is worth so much more than a lot of people realize. That's why there are so many campaigns for misinformation, for this, that, and the third, because if, as long as you have a majority of the people able to let it go and not care, come on now, y'all, I'm cooking. Like, y'all, if you can get the majority of the people to either not care or look the other way, you can continuously commit atrocities because people don't remember shit. That's the sad thing about this. And this is why I'll always tell people, like, yo, y'all have got to relook at history. Because the more that y'all look at history, y'all will realize that this is not the first time shit like this has happened. This is probably not the last time shit like this has happened. But the more that we are aware about the events of history and what seems to be repeating, the least likely we are to let these events repeat. Because we've fucking seen it before. I've fucking seen this shit before. And it just keeps happening. So, when we realize that it is our attention, like people be like, thoughts and prayers don't do shit. Thoughts and prayer, like, my nigga, thoughts and prayers do so much. Because when you are attentive, when you are paying attention to this, it just increases the ability for this, you know what I'm saying? For all of this to be spread out to where it's not just a rumor, like a debate. No, they are committing genocide. It's crazy. I had to debate people like that a whole group of people didn't deserve to die. Like, that shit is crazy to me. Like, I don't get it. And it's like, how can you believe you are a good person? How can you believe you're a good anything if you are going to turn around and in the same breath say they all deserve to die? You're fucking evil. Straight up. Full stop. I don't, and like, see, this is just probably just with me being a person who, like, tries to see from other people's perspective. But it's like, I can't even for a second think like, damn, I wake up and all I know is learning how to, not even learning, just focusing on trying to get food in my stomach. That is my only goal every day because shit is so fucking. Oh, also don't get bombed. And then you realize it didn't even have to be like this. They're blaming your grandparents for some. Like, this is why, like, I gotta stop. I gotta stop right here, or I'm gonna just keep going. But I can't, because it's like, y'all, they would be like, no, did you realize that over 100 years, like, they all hate everyone? You're going to blame the children. Like, anytime, like, this is what I've started doing recently, is I would just say people's argument back to them. Because a lot of the times, like, people don't even realize how outrageous it is what they're saying. How crazy it is what they're saying. So, because these children are related to a group of people that hated the other group of people, all the children deserve to die? That's really an argument someone tried to give me. And people will come up to you with a straight face and try to have that same argument. It's absolutely insane. So, I will always salute Greta Thunberg and the other people of the flotilla, especially people in America. Because y'all really do not have a safety cushion like that. Y'all are really going at this like taking a risk. You know what I'm saying? So I really salute y'all niggas, bro. I really hope the best for y'all. This is I was hoping to make this like a quick info dump video so like people who didn't know, you know, they could click on it real quick, but god dang, this video's long. And I'm probably not even going to edit this shit. I'm not going to lie to y'all. This is just some, you know what I'm saying? Some awareness. This awareness is so important. Sharing the story, even if they don't, you know what I'm saying, grasp it right away, is very important. Because the fact of the matter is, information is very important. That's why there are so many efforts to try to censor information, to try to. I'm about to get in a whole nother yap. If y'all like the video, like it. If y'all want me to yap about something else, let me know in the comment down below. There's a couple of things I was thinking about going in a segue about, but I'm not going to. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be great. Y'all be safe. Keep getting to that bag. And I'm going to catch y'all in the next video. Subscribe if you do. All we do is chill over here. Peace.